My girlfriend's daughter fell asleep on my shoulder tonight and called me dad. And I need to back up because if you knew this kid, you'd understand why I'm sitting in my truck at 11 p.m. typing this with shaky hands. My girlfriend and I have been together 2.5 years. Her husband passed away when their daughter was 5. Car accident. A cop knocked on the door on a Tuesday, and that little girl's whole world ended before dinner. So when my girlfriend and I got serious, she sat me down and said, "You don't meet her until I know you're staying." I said, "Okay." I waited 8 months. I won't lie, it was hard, but I got it. The first time I met her, she was 7. We went to a duck pond because her mom said neutral ground was best. I brought bread. Turns out you're not supposed to feed ducks bread, and she informed me of that in one flat sentence, then didn't speak to me again for an hour. She stood exactly 1 arm's length from me the whole time, like she'd measured it. On the drive home, I kept thinking, that kid looked at me like I was a stranger sitting in her dad's spot. Because I was. I don't have kids. I had no idea what I was doing. I read forum posts at midnight with titles like, "Dating a widow with a child." Every single one said the same thing. Don't push, don't replace, just be there. So that's what I did. I never asked her to hug me. I never called her sweetheart. I never once touched the framed photo of her dad on the hallway shelf, and I always said good morning to it in my head anyway. Slowly, I learned her rules. Her hot chocolate gets exactly 3 marshmallows, and if one melts before she counts them, we start over. Puzzles are done edges first, and grabbing a middle piece early is a betrayal. And when it rains, she holds the umbrella, even though it means the whole left side of me gets soaked. The first real conversation we ever had wasn't even a conversation. It was her explaining for 30 straight minutes the entire plot of a book series about a girl detective while I drove her to her grandma's because her mom had a work thing. I just said, "No way," and then what happened at the right spots. When we parked, she said, "You can drive me next time too." I sat in that driveway after she went in and just stared at the wheel. For over a year, that was us. Small things. She started saving me the corner brownie, which her mom swears is a bigger deal than a medal. She let me hold one side of the puzzle box. She started standing half an arm's length away instead of a full one. But to her teachers, to everyone else, I was mom's boyfriend, and I told myself that was enough. Then last spring, her school had a father-daughter dance. I braced myself for a rough week. Her mom offered to take her instead, like she'd done before. But the kid came into the kitchen holding the flyer, looked at the floor, and slid it across the counter to me. Didn't say a word, just slid it and left the room. I wore a tie. She wore a yellow dress. She stepped on my shoes for 2 hours and introduced me to her friends as my person. Not my name, my person. I made it to the parking lot before I lost it, which brings me to tonight. Movie night, same as every Friday. Hot chocolate, 3 marshmallows counted. Halfway through the movie, she leaned over, put her head on my shoulder, and fell asleep. And when her mom whispered that it was bedtime, she stirred, half awake, and mumbled, "5 more minutes, Dad." The room went dead silent. Her mom's hand went to her mouth. I did not move a muscle. I was fully prepared to pretend I heard nothing, to give her every possible exit. But she opened her eyes. She looked at me, fully awake now, and I watched her decide. This 9-year-old, who measured her distance from me in arm lengths, said, "I know what I said." Then she got up and went to bed like it was any other night. Her dad will always be her dad. I'd never touched that, but somewhere between the marshmallows and the puzzles and 2 years of just showing up, she made room. She looked right at me and made room. I know what I said. That's what she told me, and she meant it.